Welcome to this special bonus video from HTP Sports. This isn't the kind of video we normally make, but we felt like we had to share this amazing information with you before the Super Bowl happened.
In this video, we're going to tell you who's going to win the Super Bowl. Not according to our predictions, but according to a historically proven system. This system was not developed to predict the results of NFL seasons. It was developed simply to simulate seasons for fun.
You know, it's kind of nice to have this alternate reality when reality is that the Patriots are winning the Super Bowl every year, and if you're not a Patriots fan, that's not fun.
You want something else.
Your own little world.
Like your own football.
Now, you might be wondering what this system is. How do we do it? How does it work?
How does it work?
To answer that question, we'll go to our good friend, the professor. Professor?
The professor. Where's he at? Is he not there?
Professor, where are you?
Professor!
Professor!
Professor! Professor!
Do we not
Professor.
tell him who's going to be in this today?
Oh yeah, he might actually be somewhere else.
Oh man, I totally
Anyway,
forgot.
wherever he is, we'll find him,
That's
and
on
we
me.
will send him to you. We're gonna have to explain this ourselves. We couldn't find the professor.
You know, we thought it'd be easier for him to tell you because it's hard to say.
He really understands the system.
You might think it's silly.
We're gonna try to do this the way the professor would do it. He'd probably say something like, "I'm sure you're all here because of one burning question: who will win the Super Bowl?" Well,
Who cares?
we've got answers. Utilizing
The most advanced, the latest and greatest in football prediction technology.
coin flipping.
You get 9 heads and 7 tails. The team gets a 9 and 7.
Before we tell you who wins, we're going to explain to you a little bit about the history of the coin flipping system.
I invented it.
To simulate a team's season, a coin is flipped 16 times, heads counting as wins, and tails counting as losses. This is repeated 32 times until all teams' records have been calculated. Playoff teams are then selected according to NFL parameters or playoff teams.
For each game in the playoffs, the two teams facing off will have a set number of possessions per game. 2 coins are flipped to simulate each possession. If both are heads, the team scores touchdown. If both are tails, there is no score. If one is heads and one is tails, then the team scores field goal. Each team repeats this process 8 times, and the final scores are tallied. This is done for every game in the playoffs, including the Super Bowl. So now that you understand the system a little better, now we're going to talk about what we did with it. So 3 years ago, I started simulating seasons and assigning numbers to the Super Bowls and years to the seasons to give them some actual basis and power to make it even more fun.
Well, we dug these sheets out last year, and what we found took our breath away.
It blew us away. We were astounded. We were amazed.
Here it is. Feast your eyes on this. I mean, you say
It's pretty rich stuff.
Chiefs 49ers in the Super Bowl.
Dude,
When did you say you wrote this?
Yeah, I wrote this. So I wrote this 2 years before it actually happened. I wrote Chiefs win Super Bowl 54.
How did you know that?
2 years before
The
it
Chiefs
happened.
haven't won a Super Bowl in 50 years!
And how likely was it for these teams to even be in the Super Bowl? The 49ers were 4-12 the year before this happened. The year that this was written, they were 6-10. They were a terrible team. Right before this was written, the Chiefs had just lost in the first round of the playoffs to the Titans. The Titans were a team that barely scraped their
It's
way
the same
into the
script
playoffs.
every year for the Chiefs. Make the playoffs, lose.
Nobody would have guessed the Chiefs and 49ers would have even been in the Super Bowl this year. I wouldn't have guessed they would have been in the Super Bowl, but I wrote in this fake season, simulated by coins, the Chiefs and 49ers were in the Super Bowl. I didn't write it to predict.
So basically, our alternate reality became reality. If that wasn't crazy enough, feast your eyes on next year's Super Bowl 55.
After the Chiefs won the Super Bowl last year, and the coins said it, we looked at this season last year, and we thought, there's no way that it's going to be right again.
It's not.
There's no way it can happen. The Buccaneers in the Super Bowl?
Chiefs, yes, but Buccaneers.
Nobody would have guessed. Only a zany would have predicted the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl this year, at this time last year.
Even after they landed Tom Brady, people said that, but I don't think anybody really believed it. Nobody believed it.
And at this time last year, they hadn't landed Tom Brady.
I saw an NFL poll on NFL.com the week of the championship game, and only 7% said the Buccaneers were going to win the Super Bowl.
So even when they were already in the championship game,
Nobody said they were going
most
to get in
people
the
still
Super Bowl.
didn't think they'd be in.
It was pretty much a split between the Chiefs and Packers.
And here's the thing. The Packers were in the championship game too. It was Buccaneers, Packers in the championship game, according to the coins. This was written
and the Packers
3 years
were the
ago.
number one seed.
And it was Chiefs, Ravens on the AFC side.
And that very nearly happened. The Ravens were one game away from getting into the championship game.
It was crazy. We were like,
The Patriots are not there. Not only does it predict the meteoric rise of the Buccaneers, it also predicts the downfall of the Patriots simultaneously.
you flip the season, the coins flip the Patriots out, and the Buccaneers in.
And the Packers were a better team. They should have won. The Saints could still see they were a better team. The Packers made endless mistakes. Still should have won. But they didn't. The Coins were right. The Buccaneers didn't. And now for the moment we've all been waiting for. Mark, especially you, because we've been giving you a lot of boring and technical talk. Mark, tell us, who wins that game? The Buccaneers! No. The Chiefs score 40 points. The Buccaneers score 42.
Buccaneers, Super Bowl champions.
No.
And mind you, I'm not a Buccaneers fan. I didn't want this to happen.
No, it's wrong. It's not going to happen.
3 years ago. But this is
won't
what
happen.
the coins say.
Patrick Mahomes.
Don't get angry at
touchdown.
me, fans.
Touchdown! It's not too
I didn't say this.
Touchdown!
The coins say this. The
Touchdown!
coins
47,
believe
42.
Tom
Touchdown!
Brady.
Don't give up,
But they
Chiefs
were
fans.
right last year.
Do not give up yet. This game is not over till it happens.
Chiefs fans believed in the coins last year. If they believe
This
in them
game
this year,
is not over yet.
so now you know who's gonna win this
What
year.
happens next year?
According to the coins, which have been proven to be somewhat accurate in the past.
Next year.
I can't guarantee it's gonna happen. We're gonna tell you what's gonna happen next year. See what you think. Comment below if you think that it's
So
possible.
actually, it's crazy, but it's possible.
Let's show them the season. So yeah,
The Falcons were
the
really
Falcons were better than the
better than their record last year. They've been vastly underachieving, snatching defeat from the jaws of
defeat from
victory.
the jaws of victory, like against the Chiefs, against the Cowboys.
Against the Lions, against the Bucks. The list goes on. They got a new head coach this year. They should be, and they're ready to have a a renaissance. It's just as likely that the Falcons should be in the Super Bowl next year as it was that the Bucs should be in this year.
But let's keep this in
New
perspective.
coach. Jaguars.
I think both
That's
these teams
crazier.
will be improved next year, but I don't think they'll be in the Super Bowl.
It's crazy, but we know better than to totally discount what these coins tell us.
The coins say Jaguars Falcons next year in the Super Bowl. The coins have been right the last 2 years.
Even when it was crazy,
2
even though
years in a
nobody
row.
believed it. Nobody believes this now. We'll see what happens next year. It is going to be exciting to watch.